Okay, let's raise the big questions tonight. How were these club owners able to flee the country so easily within 5 hours of the fire? Demolition of the club, is it simply too little too late, just optics and tokenism? Will Chief Minister Sawant, who's also Home Minister, and his government now take some accountability and some of the blame for what's happened? Viriato Fernandez, Congress MP, now joins me from Goa. Miran Chadha Borwankar, former IPS officer. Yatish Naik, spokesperson BJP. And Mukesh, Kumar, Meena, former DGP of Goa, is also with us. I appreciate all of you joining us here on the show tonight. I want to come to you, Miran Chadha Borwankar, first. Do you believe it's that simple? You might have heard what the DIG said. Look, we had to first go and investigate what had happened at the particular area where this happened. 5 hours later, the owners flee because they might have got a tip-off from someone within the nightclub. Is that a plausible explanation? Could this have been stopped? Could they have been stopped from fleeing the country?
Rajdeep, I think the young DIG is very correct in saying that their first response was to handle the very unfortunate incident to save lives. And I don't believe that they could have been faster than that, because I feel Luthra brothers are absolutely foolish in leaving the country. And if I were handling, even my reaction would have been to first be on the spot and then to think that the owners can leave the country. But I want to flag the issue that since many local citizens had been raising the point about this particular and many other bars crossing the CRZ limits, then not following the fire norms, we should encourage the local people to speak up and take them into confidence. And if they are raising some queries, questions, and taking action under RTI, we should respect that and take immediate action, rather than waiting for a tragedy, which India seems to be in the mood to wait for a tragedy and then act.
So you're saying this could have been preemptive action. Mukesh Kumar Meena, former DGP Goa, joins us. The reputation of the Goa police is taking a huge hit, because there are now reports coming in how IPS officers allegedly knew what was happening. Local police officers had flagged it off, but they were overruled. So therefore, do you believe that the Goa police also has much to answer for, not just the politicians? How was this place allowed to function for so long despite the illegalities?
No, it is not only Goa police, it is failure of district administration and other authorities who have not acted properly, because when they knew that it is operating illegally and without permission, it should have been demolished earlier and they should have stopped their operation. But what happens, we can't blame any officer, we can't blame police, because it is a matter of inquiry. Okay, who was responsible, who was protecting it? Only when government is they have already ordered inquiry. When inquiry report comes, then only we can comment who was responsible for protecting them. But certainly, when they are...
When you were DGP police, had you heard about the Hafta culture, where a certain amount of money had to be paid right down the line to allow such illegal constructions to carry on? Had you heard about the Hafta culture or not, sir, in Goa?
Yeah, this was prevalent because there are some mischievous people who are involved in illegal construction. And whenever it comes to notice of authority and anybody goes to court and anybody complains, then government is taking action also. But some mischievous people, because Goa, it was very peaceful. Goan people are also very good. But persons who have gone for business purpose, outsiders, and they are doing those activities like other places, they are involved in illegal activities. Likewise, they are doing in Goa also. Because
sir, just a minute. I want to take this to Yatish Naik, because Yatish Naik, suddenly the Goa government has got hyperactive, demolishing another property which they are saying is illegal. For God's sake, for several years you knew these properties were illegal. 2 local police units, Anjuna Police Station Crime Branch, had issued notices to the owner of the club to submit the documents and permissions that allowed him to operate. And yet, he was allowed, despite the lack of permissions, it was allowed to continue. Do you accept the Goa government now has the blood on its hands of 25 people who died?
No, it is very unfortunate that this incident has happened. There's no doubt. But you should please appreciate the fact that the government is very sincere in ensuring that these kind of illegalities don't happen. And
What is
let me
the,
take you to
for
this.
God's sake, Mr. Naik, what is the sincerity when for years this was carrying on
I will
and you
tell
didn't do anything?
I
You are
will tell
sincere after
I
the
will
fire?
tell you. The very fact that notices were issued to these people shows very clearly that the government does not allow anybody to operate illegally. But if these people have hoodwinked the authorities, then the government is going to come down very heavily on these people, and it is in the process. If you have
So
seen
you
the
demolish
actions the
it.
government has
Why
taken.
did you only demolish this second club only
No,
today? Suddenly you woke
if
up to
you
the
see
illegality. What were you all doing all
if
these
you
years?
if you see the magisterial inquiry that has been constituted, one of the terms of reference is to fix accountability, is to ensure not only this pub but anybody who is doing illegal business of this
What
nature,
about the accountability
anybody
of the
who is hoodwinking
politicians? Sir, the
authorities
Home Minister.
is
Sir,
acted
what about
upon.
the accountability of your government, of the Home Minister, who's also the Chief Minister? He has no accountability.
So
You'll catch only
it
the
is
staffers and some
No, it
local
is
police officers.
no. That is not correct to say, because the blue collar notice has been issued. The LOC was issued earlier. Their passports, the procedure to impound their passports have been initiated. The government has acted swiftly. They have moved out of the country by 5:30 a.m. flight on the same day morning. It shows that within maybe a few 1 or 2 hours they have moved out. And that itself shows their intention, these accused intention to flee the country.
Sir,
And let me
Yatish
make it
Naik
very
ji,
clear.
all I'm asking you, sir, is that if there was your own MLA had raised this issue in the Goa Assembly in August, the illegalities were there for years. There were demolition notices. Now you are telling me government is acting sincerely. Why were you not acting sincerely earlier?
So
Did it require a fire for you all to
government
discover sincerity?
government government has zero tolerance to these kind of illegalities. Notices were issued because government is very sincere, authorities are sincere. But these kind of people, if they have hoodwinked the authorities, if they have
Okay.
sort of tried to put the wrong thing before the authorities, then the authorities are going to act. 100% the authorities will
Okay.
not leave them.
Okay, I want to bring in at this moment Viriato Fernandez, Congress MP. Mr. Fernandez, you've heard what Yatish Naik is saying. He's saying government is acting sincerely. They've issued blue corner notices. They're demolishing now another property owned by the Luthras. What more do you expect government to do? Your response.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, Mr. Rajdeep. There are a few points before I tell the technical failures. One is what Mr. Meena, the former DIG, said about outsiders coming. Now, that has happened to be the norm in Goa. Anybody can come into Goa, pay a bribe, act with impunity. Now, in this case, there were no licenses, there were no permissions, there were no safety norms followed. Now, all these three things, whether excise, whether licenses or fire hazard violations, are all under the chief minister. He is the home minister. So naturally, he has to own up. I come from a military background, and you can recollect Admiral Mullah, who went down when he said the buck stops at the captains. Now, chief minister should have owned up. Secondly, when the DIG said that the police...
No, you're saying the chief minister, you're saying the chief minister is accountable for whatever happens in Goa? If all these illegalities have been going on for years.
Yes, because I will tell you of an incident where I myself went on 14th August 2024 in solidarity, where senior citizens took out a candlelight march at 10 o'clock in the night. Because for years, the senior citizens in the coastal villages have been getting sleepless night because of the loud music. It is in violation of the court orders. Nobody listens, nobody cares. So 48 hours for police not sleeping is a very small thing compared to years and years of senior citizens losing sleep. Children cannot study for the exams. So this is the norm in the coastal villages. Secondly, when the spokesperson of BJP said they've issued notices, it's simple. You issue notices to frighten the culprits, the violators, and then you take the bribe. Issue settled. And that is why today these two brothers have fled.
You're making a very serious allegation. No, 1 minute. You're telling me that the notices are issued so that a bribe can be taken. You're telling me that the Luthras were bribing the government of Goa.
I will tell you a simple example. When the Panchayat had given a demolition notice, why didn't they demolish? Why did the director of Panchayat bring a stay? She has to be held accountable. Just suspending her doesn't mean
No, but
anything.
are you holding her responsible? You're also holding the Chief Minister responsible. Who's responsible? Director Panchayat, the Chief Minister, the officials, or the
The chief
government?
minister, the chief minister is the home minister. There's law and order failure. The chief
Okay.
minister, under him, the excise
May
department
I?
comes. There were no
Yes,
excise
and
licenses. The liquor was
Viriato,
being served.
you have made a very serious allegation. Let Yatish Naik respond. Yatish Naik, this
See,
comes back to the Hafta culture that
you know,
you give a show cause notice and then
One
you
more
settle
point,
it.
Mr. Rajdeep.
I have one minute.
maybe,
Yeah, go ahead, Yatish.
maybe Mr. Viriato is speaking of the Congress culture during the Congress days. This is not the way this government functions. Once notices are issued to ensure the execution of the law. Notices
Oh,
are not issued
come on,
the
Yatish
way.
Naik, come on,
No,
Yatish
I'm
Naik.
making a
Na
statement. I am
khaunga,
making
na
a
khane
statement.
dunga. In Goa, everybody's eating.
No,
Chodo
I am.
khaunga na khaye, everybody's eating.
No, I will make it very clear that when notices are issued, it is to ensure compliance. If you read the terms of reference of the magisterial inquiry, the whole purpose is to fix accountability and go to the root of it. Not only the magisterial inquiry, a
You
safety
will fix
audit
it on
committee
some
has been
officer. You
constituted.
will fix it on some local officer. Does the Chief
No,
Minister of Goa
no,
have any
no. Let
responsibility
me
or
make
not?
it clear. Let me make it clear that the government is going to go to the root of it. Whoever is responsible,
Root
if
is
you
at the
see the
top.
terms of reference, whoever is responsible will be taken to task. And that is the reason of the
Viriato,
committee's existence.
Viriato, are you willing to give
What
the
Mr.
government
Viriato
benefit of
says is
doubt?
all politics.
Are you willing to give it yours? They are saying you are playing politics, Viriato.
Mr.
Pure
Rajdeep,
politics.
when Mr. Yatish said this is the Congress culture, I'm very new to politics. I come from a military background, but Mr. Yatish Naik has been in the Congress for ages. You know, so
No,
that
what is this
exposes
man
his
talking?
Now,
hypocrisy.
What is this man
Yatish.
talking?
Yeah, Yatish, 1 minute.
This man has got
Yatish, 1 minute.
elected on a
1 minute.
Secondly,
Yatish,
second
1 minute.
is about
Yatish
What is
Naik
he
was in the
talking? Let him
Congress at
talk
one
on the
time, now in the
subject.
BJP.
This
Yatish
man,
Naik,
the
please.
toxic man talking rubbish.
Okay,
he
let
is
him
not
respond,
talking about the
Yatish.
Congress culture. He is
Okay,
politicizing
no.
it.
Viriato,
This man is
are
a
you,
toxic man talking
just a
rubbish.
minute, Yatish. Viriato, are you willing to give benefit of doubt? Let the inquiry be complete, then you can make the accusation that monies were
No,
being paid. Are you willing to
no.
give any benefit of doubt?
Absolutely no, no benefit of doubt, because there are a whole lot of complaints filed against whole lot of illegalities along the entire North Goa coast, where you have a
Right.
drug culture. There was a Sunburn festival where 100 crore defamation was filed against me. The court threw it out because unfortunately what I was saying came true, unfortunately, because there were lives lost of young
Right.
uh,
Can I?
men who came there. Now one is drug culture, one is this pop culture, one is the loud noise which is happening, there's law and order failure. The very fact that this and many other premises and nightclubs are serving liquor without license. And why I'm
Okay.
saying without license? Because the excise comes under the chief minister.
So you made that point
If I
earlier. I
may-
want to bring in, just a minute, away from the noise, Miran Chadha Borwankar, you're listening patiently. What seems to have happened in Goa is that there seems to be a growing collusion. That's the belief between those who have come from outside, the so-called Delhification of Goa, owners with big money, buying over nightclubs, bribing people from panchayat level right to the top. Do you believe the police can do anything in such situation? Does Goa really have space for a Singham-like officer?
No, Singhams don't exist. And in fact, they should not. We should rather build the institutions, and instead of taking action, either police officers are browbeaten to keep quiet, to look the other way, or to join the gang. And if Mr. Naik says that Hafta culture does not exist now, it existed in Congress, let me tell you, all the listeners today, Hafta culture existed in the past and it exists today also, irrespective of the government in power. So therefore, we have to build the institution. We should spend 1 hour, 10 hours in the parliament talking of corruption and not of the national anthem, which we all respect from our heart. So, sir, please let's talk of this Hafta culture, accept it, admit it, and then try to dismantle it.
Okay, let me try and get an admission. Yatish Naik, are you willing to admit that the Hafta culture has existed both in Congress rule and BJP rule? कि BJP
See, I
कोई
will
दूध
make it
से
very
धुला हुआ
clear.
नहीं है.
See, let's not talk politics and extraneous things. I don't want to toe the line of Mr. Viriato. You see what the government has done. The government has instituted a safety audit
Arey,
committee.
after the incident, Mr. Naik,
No,
why didn't
yes,
you all, what were you all doing before?
No. Before also, the government has not spared anybody who has violated the law. Now that these kind of instances have come up and have happened, which are very
Every
unfortunate,
restaurant
you see
owner,
what the
Mr.
government
Naik, I
has
have
done.
spoken to in the last 2 days, says that it is normalized to give hafta. They are too scared to speak on camera.
That's
That's
not
the
right.
tragedy
That's
of
not
Goa.
right. That's not right. That's not the way in which governments function, and this government functions. This
Okay.
government is wedded to the rule of law.
Well, we'll wait and see
This
whether this
kind of
government is ready
illegalities
to
will
the rule
not
of
be
law or not.
tolerated.
We'll wait and see, sir. I will continue to ask the
Rajdeep,
question.
last
I am a
point I would like
Goenkar.
to make.
I feel strongly about this. This could happen in any part of India. But the fact is, there is this nexus, as Miran Borwankar said. It is time now that Parliament, instead of discussing what happened 150 years ago or 75 years ago, should discuss what is happening today. Stop this corruption and the loot that's taking place in some parts of the country, including the pristine land of Goa. I
Rajdeep, the last
appreciate
point,
my
if I can make.
Yeah, 30 seconds, sir. 30 seconds, Viriato only.
Rajdeep, somebody made in passing about Ajay Gupta. He's the third partner. Why are they not apprehending him? He is there as a registered partner of the company, Ajay Gupta. Why is he not being apprehended? Who is protecting him?
Okay. Who is
No,
protecting
whoever is
some of the...
responsible
Okay,
will
leave
be
it.
brought
Let's
to
leave
book.
it there.
There is no
I will
doubt.
wait and see when these fugitives come back. Yatish Naik, this government has a long list, even at the center, of people who have fled the country, never returned. I hope at least the Luthra brothers are brought back and don't escape into some nice Caribbean island. But thank you all very much for joining me on my talking point tonight.